All right, 2 months later, our last interview actually was 4 months ago, but welcome back to DT and VT, Daryl Taylor, Vernon Thomas, and an excellent guest, Jerez Giles, goes by Good Money Rez on IG, but yeah, Rez, introduce yourself, and we're gonna get right into it.
What's up, world? My name is Jerez Giles, as my boy Daryl just said. I go by the name of Rez as far as music is concerned, and you can follow me on IG at Good Money Rez. I'm here with my boy Vernon. My boy Jorden behind the can. We just here building.
Jorden stays silent for the moment, yeah. For the most part. No, it's funny. It's funny. That's the first time he actually. The first time, well, he calls me Daryl, but and then Jorden and you call me. Everyone's called me DJ and talking about for the most part. So
well, since I call you DT, since that's the whole thing about that.
Yeah, that's yeah, but enough about me. You got a new project coming out, so
yes, sir.
It's At the Mountain, right?
Yeah, At the Mountaintop, dropping Friday, December 22nd, the day before my birthday, December 23rd. So I'm very excited about this piece of work right here. I want to say, it's 3 years in the making. Last project was in 2020. So it was like some sessions from that, some stuff that didn't make that project, but then stuff that was recorded all along, up until this point. So I'm very excited. I want to thank DT and VT Show for having me. This is a blessing right here. Word.
This is our first not our first video one, but our first video one with the full camera, as opposed to we did it on Zoom. Our first few ones, IG Live as well. I think Faison McClure was our first one. So that was fun. This is the real. It's always a real thing, but this is the real thing. All right, so actually, we were talking about it beforehand briefly. 50 years of hip hop. Just let me know, what it means to you briefly.
Yeah, 50 years of hip hop. It's a lifestyle. Just 50 years of this thing that we created that changed the world. It started in the parks in the Bronx, South Bronx, and the people were coming from disenfranchised communities, and they turned nothing into something, and here we are 50 years later. It's thriving. It's only going up. It's still elevating and evolving. So it's very exciting, and I love to see the evolution of it and the different cultures that's partaking in it. I'm loving the partnerships that's grown out of it and stuff. I'm just happy to be a part of it. I just, whether I make it in the music industry or not, it's just, I'm very proud of just any contributions I'm able to make to it. So this is my take,
So how did you get involved? What made you want to do hip hop and stuff? Because everybody has an origin story. So what was your origin story? How you got into it?
Yeah, I mean, I can remember, being in the car seat, in the back of my dad's truck or in my mom's car, singing Onyx Slam, da 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 da. Let the boys be boys.
There you go. Okay.
I was probably 2 years old, but. It was synergy. I was able to understand that and say that hook and be on point with it by my head. That's my first memory of hip hop for real. That right there, bro.
So actually, I explained to you when I used to work at shout out to Untuck It in the Westchester. Guy.
Good wings, by the way.
A guy named I don't remember his last name, but he goes by Jean, Jean. Yeah. That's a French name. So he taught me the 5 elements of hip hop. Just kind of go through them, how they're important they are to you. So we have MCing, master of ceremony, DJ, people on the turntable, obviously, break dancing, which he's shown a real affinity for. Graffiti, don't do it publicly, please, people. I can't.
Oh, they do that now. That was back in
I can't endorse crimes.
No, we can't do that here.
No, briefly, I had a friend that used to do graffiti in the bathroom, and he thought he was correct to do it. He's an idiot. And historical knowledge. So it's MCing, DJing, the turntable, breakdancing. Like I said, Rez is actually really great at it. I'm not trying to blow smoke. Graffitiing and historical knowledge. So just kind of talk about that.
I want to say, for instance, graffiti. That's art. And I respect it. Even to this day, you'll see graffiti, whether it's new murals or new graffiti that might be out there. But just looking at the graffiti that's been in place for decades, I just think it's kind of the writings on the wall, in the pyramids or in certain landmarks where you see writings from that person in that moment. I think this is our version of that, you know, that's gonna stand the test of time. And it's amazing to see the random spots you'll see graffiti. Like, damn, how did that person get all the way up there? Like, you'll see it on an overpass or something, and the font is sitting upright, you know, for you to see perfectly as you're driving underneath the overpass. And you're like, damn, that person risked their life to put that piece right there. So I respect it. You know, it's an art form for hip hop. Breakdancing, again, another art form, another outlet for people, I guess, in the hip hop world. If you couldn't MC, if you didn't know how to rap, maybe you was a great dancer, so that was your way, that was your lane, you know. And then fast forward to recent times, you know, I stand firm, and I'm very proud of the light feet culture that New York City brought out. That's our version of the breakdancing, and it has a lot of elements of it in it. So that's why at the time when I was in high school, I made sure I was a part of that as well. Like, I probably wasn't as good as most people out there, but I definitely made sure that I was in it and you know, study it. And then I love what it looks like today. I think light feet right now in 2023, we're going into 2024. This is the best it's ever been. Those kids are so talented and acrobatic, and they've turned it into a real living. So it's dope to see it.
You do light feet?
Yeah, I used to back in high school, like 2006 to about like 2010. 2010 was probably like the peak for me, or like 09, 2010, that was probably like the peak for me.
It hit its stride then.
Yeah.
It was like 2 years after Chicken Noodle Soup, with like maybe 08.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so like it really hit. It was like that, like before like the market crash, like it kind of hit its like 08, you know, like financial crisis. I don't know, that's not a historical reference, but like that's when it kind of hit like bad, like that was really that was really it's like its peak, and like when it, you know, kind of like took off.
I think everybody did the Chicken Noodle Soup one. So.
Exactly. I think those dances were like mainstream, and the entire world was able to do it. It was easy enough. But then there's certain moves within the light feet culture that are exclusive to just the light feet culture, and that kind of ties into like traditional hip hop and then the breakdancing. Like, you had to really be a dancer to do those things. So yeah, that's what that means to me. And you were saying like historical knowledge.
Yeah, historical knowledge.
Yeah.
It gets hard.
Absolutely.
It's hard for me because like I'm born in '96, so like most of the '90s kind of like passed me through.
Right.
Like
'96 was a good year too.
Yeah, Reasonable Doubt and such.
Yeah.
Eminem actually dropped his first thing that year. It flopped, but that was.
Yeah, what was it, like Slim Shady?
No. He had Infinite.
Right. Yeah.
So Infinite flopped, and then he did his like debut. But yeah, '96 was like really. The '90s really kind of, but like it starts in the late '70s, early '80s.
Right.
So the historical knowledge is really like you got to be on it. Like you can't. Yeah, you want to talk like the greatest and all that stuff. You really got to be on it.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to know where it started, so you know where you are now, and then knowing where you're going. Like, just having that knowledge of the history of anything you're doing or you're interested in, like, that's very important to help inspire what you're doing, and then what kind of messages you want to get across, and sticking to the essence and being able to blend in new concepts with the traditional. I think having that historical knowledge is great, and it helps you formulate your path. Like, it helps you formulate your voice or your style, you know. Like, for me, I was born in '90. Again, I was talking about Onyx with Slam. You know, that was my first memory. Those are my first lyrics that I could like resonate with. You know, at 2 years old. But like, I want to say like impact. You know, of course, Nas, Jay, G Unit. You know, I was of age. Well, G Unit more so because I was 12 or 14 years old when G Unit first came out. So it was like, I'm already knowing what things mean, and you know, I'm able to kind of visualize what they're saying, you know, from their inception. But somebody like a Jay-Z or Nas, I had to do my research on them, like, you know, because I was born in '90. Illmatic came out in '94. I was only 4 years old, so it was probably getting played in my household, but I didn't know what it was. It wasn't until I was in 8th grade or 9th grade where like, oh nah, this is dope, and I was relating to it, you know, and then wilding out the fact that he was 18 or 19 when he recorded it or put it out. So it was like, damn, he's only a couple years older than me at this point, you know. So let me tap in with this, and it was dope. Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt came out in '96. Right. I was only 6 years old, so it was playing in the house, but I didn't know, you know, what it was really until later on doing my research. But at that time, you know, Nas and Jay was still dropping bangers. Those was their peaks at that point. They was even more elevated in 2004, you know, so albums like Blueprint or Black Album, you know, Stillmatic, you know, like those were like monumental to me because it's like I'm able to see it from its inception, and then like now let me go do my research on these guys. Like, oh damn, Illmatic, this is crazy. Reasonable Doubts is crazy.
You shouted them out on one of the. Forgive me for not remembering. You shouted them out on one of the freestyles, like on your IG reels. Go.
Yes,
check
absolutely.
It out.
I did a open mic performance in San Antonio back last, I want to say May. May or June, and I was on a work assignment out there, and I did a freestyle at the end of my full performance. I did a freestyle, and it's an ode to Stillmatic and Blueprint, like that rivalry at that time. You had to be there, like when Illmatic and Takeover. I mean, when Ether and Takeover came out, when Funk Flex dropped those two songs at the same time that night. Just being in the car, listening to it live, you know, like, you know, it was bar for bar, you know, and it was a moment, that was like one of the biggest moments in hip hop, arguably. A lot of people would agree with that. So I had to, that inspired those rhymes and that freestyle for sure. Yeah.
So as far as like you two mentioned Jay-Z, Nas, like the GOATs, obviously,
sure.
especially without question in New York. I know Ron Artest, he grew up Nas Queensbridge and stuff, Jay-Z and stuff. So obviously every like artist might had somebody that they like either looked up to or they started listening and said, you know what, like I want to do something like this. Like DT and I, like with media, sometimes I look at either Stephen A. Smith, I look at Shannon Sharp nowadays and stuff. So who was your biggest influence growing up that you listened to a lot and you like, you know, I kind of want to be, I may not be at that level as like as far as like, because they've been doing it for years, but who was that person that you got to look to and say, you know what, this is the reason why I got into this?
Yeah, definitely Jay-Z and Nas, like without a doubt.
Okay.
And then, you know, when people like Kanye, when Kanye came out, and then even more recent, Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick, you know, those guys came out when I was in college. So now I'm at another level of critical thinking, and you know, a mixture of all of that is made me be like, nah, this is what I want to do. Like, I want to make my contribution. I want to see if I can not only emulate, but I want to put out something that I want to hear, but that's along these lines, you know. Of course, G-Unit 50 and Lloyd Banks, Fabulous, Jadakiss, like all those guys is who influenced me a lot. And then a lot of the artists underneath those guys that were in their regimes, so like a Memphis Bleak, you know, somebody that influences me too, because somebody like a Memphis Bleak, he comes off as just your everyday guy, around the way type of person that just happens to be talented and had a break, you know. So that's something that like made me relate. I like related to that, like I resonated with that a lot. Like, so yeah, it was a mixture of those guys for sure. Yeah.
And so fast forward at the mountaintop, just kind of give us a little preview to what we're going to be expecting.
Yeah, at the mountaintop is like a becoming moment. You know, the first project was unsung, so it was like a chip on my shoulder. You know, it was my first. It was like my first imprint, like, or you know, my first statement. You know, it was an update to where I was in that moment in time, and it was somewhat of a capsule, like a time capsule of like maybe the past 10 years, like from like my college years up until 2020. To kind of give an update and just get the rust off, because I haven't really recorded music in a while since college. I graduated in 2013, so and Unsung came out in 2020. So like, you know, it had been like 7 years since I like rapped, you know. So just to get the rust off on that, get some YouTube beats and stuff like that. But this next project is like definitely much more intentional. Like I really sat down and scoped out like what do I want to say. Like I kind of refined the lyrics, I refined my flow. On Unsung there was minimal cursing on there. You know, it was said in good taste, you know, in good context. this go round, as far as I'm concerned, like as far as me, there's zero cursing on this project right here. On any of my lyrics, I do have 2 features. My boy Ryan from college, and then my boy Jay Prophet, JoJo from Alabama. Yo, that dude he's official. He's the truth, you know. So, but yeah, I just made sure as far as my lyrics is concerned, I kept it clean, you know, just to challenge myself and see, you know, what other angles I could hit, what other inspirations can I draw from, and just be a little bit more visual with it, you know. And I'm hoping people could appreciate that, because it definitely is a good challenge, and that's what attests to why it takes so much time for me to do the music, because like I put a lot of thought into it, you know. So it takes time. But yeah, that's what you can expect. Just refinery, spittage like barred up on there, like flows is crazy. Honestly, I don't even know how I did it. It just came to me, honestly. So I'm just very excited, and it's time. Like, yeah.
So as far as like, you know, when we have like a lot of artists that, you know, if I go through probably like the ones that I know that almost everybody know, like J. Cole, Nas, and all that other stuff, I can guarantee you like all their music is like explicit, everything and stuff. Yours, obviously, this next project that you have, and of course, no like curse words there, and there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. As far as like, you know, because not everybody has to have that cursing and stuff. Yeah. What kind of motivated you to kind of, especially with this second project, going from the first to the second, to say, you know what, like you said, you wanted to challenge yourself and everything. So what like was like the motive to why you want to challenge yourself in that aspect?
Yeah, it was to definitely that, to challenge myself. Also. Just because I am somewhat conscious about how people perceive me, you know, so I don't want to go out there talking crazy, and it's something like my grandmother used to always say, like, you know, she would be like, you know, I don't like when they say the N-word, and, you know, they be cursing, they be talking crazy. I was like, oh, grandma, you talking crazy, you know. Just, you know, but I'm in my house, you know, that would be her thing. I'm in the privacy of my home, so I could talk crazy like this.
Do as I say, not as I do.
You know, so like that kind of stuff stuck with me. Like, okay, yeah, nah, but I do love this music. I do love hip hop, so I had to figure out a way like I could still partake in it, but let me keep it clean, you know. And another factor is, you know, I do work a regular job. You know, if my employers were to stumble upon my music, you know, I do want it to be, you know, somewhat kosher, and it's not embarrassing, you know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, I still want it to be like where maybe I could perform at work or whatever, and it's all good. And it's just that differentiator, like, you know, everybody and their grandmother raps, so it's like, what's my difference? This is what I chose, like, to not curse, or, you know. So we'll see how it goes. The ultimate goal, the objective is to keep it going like that. We'll see. It's got to keep drawing from different inspirations.
So true.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into personally, you know, talk about family dynamics, and, you know, obviously I know you through Kyla. So yeah, you mentioned her on the Unsung Heroes project. Yeah. Well, not her name directly, but in action. Yeah. On that one too, and it was on one of the freestyles, and one of the freestyles you mentioned her. So yeah, just talk about you know, your relationship with her, and then your family dynamic.
Yeah, absolutely.
That, you know, what it ultimately means to you.
Yeah, Kyla, that is my baby right there. Love you. She's definitely helping me with my confidence. She's helping me with my stride with this, for sure. Like, being my backbone, supporting me. She helped shoot my videos. We just shot the SantaCon video last Saturday.
Shout out to that.
Kyla's sitting there recording me performing in the street. I look like a straight buffoon. Like, I look crazy out there to somebody.
You did it back to back. No, wait a minute. You did. No, there's one Christmas song from last year which I really. It's like a freestyle. That one's like, you know, it's like man on site, like man on the street. And then the SantaCon one, I haven't seen the full video, but parts of it are. Yeah, parts of it are like on the street, and then, you know, the cops are like 100 yards away or something like that.
Yeah. Like last year we went to SantaCon. That was my first time going to SantaCon. Kyla, again, she's the flex master. She knows all the flexes, all the going ons, the happenings, all the spots. She's very talented with that. So I definitely trust her and I follow her lead in that regard. So, you know, SantaCon was something that I've always heard about, you know, and I've seen it in, you know, in the distance, but I just never went for myself. And I love the city, you know, I used to work in Lower Manhattan and everything. I just never thought to go. So she took me last year, and I was underdressed. Like I went in with a regular ugly sweater, like a Christmas ugly sweater, and had my regular black jeans and boots or whatever. But I ain't have no Santa hat and nothing. Actually, no, I did, but I took it off for this particular video you're talking about.
Right.
But I knew, you know, last Christmas, you know, I was in Beach Street. You know, all of my favorite musicians who have a holiday song. So, like, of course, Mariah Carey. Chris Brown is always coming through with the good holiday vibes, you know, with, you know, the movies and all that, and just different pieces that were sprinkled in there for the holidays. Bryson Tiller got a dope Christmas album that inspired me. So I was like, yo, I want to do a hip hop joint, and you know, you Run DMC, and all those guys, Treacherous 3, they got Christmas vibes, you know. So I was like, yo, let me do a Christmas freestyle to the Christmas in Hollis. And I called it Freestyle on Christmas. So it was, but I went into the studio, really recorded it, but then I was like, let me perform it live in the middle of Fifth Avenue, you know.
Right, yeah.
And it went viral. Like it was no intentions behind it. It was straight raw. It wasn't edited or anything. It was just a straight, you know, one take verse. And it went viral. It has like 2,700 views on there. That's viral for me. You know, I'm still a small fry.
It's a starting point, man. Yeah. It's a starting point.
You know, it got 2,700. Like I think in that day, as soon as I dropped it, it had like I can't even count how many reposts it had, and the engagement was amazing. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna come back again next Christmas with it, and I'm gonna be more intentional and really work it up, you know.
Right.
So fast forward to last Saturday was SantaCon 2023. So now I'm going there with my whole get up. I got the bigger Santa hat. Now I got the red pants. I ain't do the beard. I think that's for next year. I'll do the beard. I'm gonna really go all out. Yeah. But I just did the bigger hat because I got I got a little bit more hair now, and I had my red flare pants, and I had a dope Santa sweater, like, and the beard was like this good material, and it was nice and soft, and the Santa had shades on, so I was like, I'm gonna throw my shades on, so I'm like looking like the sweater or whatever. But and I was telling myself, like, yo, I'm gonna really do a full-fledged music video for this joint. So I went in JoJo, J Prophet, and that's actually Kyla's little cousin, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, shout out to Kyla, like the alignments, you know, DJ, like Jorden, even you, Vernon, like just off of association, like these alignments are meant to be, you feel me? So yeah, JoJo happened to hit me, I want to say back early to mid-November. He just hit me out of the blue, like, yo, you working on anything? Like, you got any open verses or whatever? I was like, nah, not right now. I'm just kind of focused on, you know, packaging up this project or whatever. But, you know, it's whatever though. And it made me go home and think, like, yo, let me just try to, you know, muster up something real quick. And I went and was on YouTube looking up like Christmas type beats and stuff, and found this trap Christmas beat or whatever, and went and bought the beat and just put down a reference on it and sent it to him so he could put his taste on there, his little flavor, and he came back with the fire verse that you hear on there. Crazy, super barred up, punchlined up, you know, and he's all the way in Alabama, by the way, so, you know, however he records his music, he just, yeah, you feel me, word.
There, I was like, no, don't say that.
For all the sports people out there.
Reference, yeah. Wait, so he's on God Body. Is he on God Body? No, the God Body, the end of it, because, you know, I like an Eminem reference. I like a Tom Brady reference. The end of it, like, you killed it, and then, like, he brought it home, though.
He brought it home,
He brought it home. You using the God Body freestyle.
That's
on
his
the way
joint.
Here. Yeah, I was going hard.
Yeah, and that's his joint. He sent me that with the open verse, you know. So that's the thing. Like, we working. Like, you know, he's hungry. He's a 23-year-old cat. He's hungry. He's trying to make it happen. And, you know, we aligned for a reason, you know. So you never know. But yeah, like, he sent me that with the open verse. So I put my flavor on it. So that's God Body Freestyle. That's J Prophet featuring Rez, you know. And then with SantaCon, it was like, you know, let me challenge myself and do a full-fledged Christmas song. And he sent me back his verse, sent me the stems for it, and I went to the studio to record my verse and the hook and everything and get his verse mixed. And then it was a surprise record. It was gonna be like a shock value type of piece. And it just dropped December 8th last weekend. And then I was like, yo, we gotta do a visual for it this time. So him being in Alabama, he shot his verse himself, put his edits to it, and then sent me that. And then I was able to piece it with what I did at SantaCon. And his scenes, you'll notice like in the video, his scenes is sitting in the crib, like he's sitting on the couch or whatever, and he got some acting in it too, by the way. Very brilliant what he did. And I had to figure out like, how can I make our two worlds collide? How can I mesh our two worlds? Because I'm outside in the streets. I'm in SantaCon, and I'm outside with people, and it's a whole parade going on, but he's in the crib. So Kyla and I live in New Rochelle. We're on Pelham Road, and the back roads to get to Pelham Road, I come through Pelham. I take Boston Road and Pelhamdale. I drive all the way down Pelhamdale and it gets to Pelham Road.
Okay.
There's a house on Pelhamdale that's lit up nicely, like it kind of looks like Christmas Vacation movie, like lights on every crevice of the house, and it's beautiful. So just one day after work, I'm driving home and I'm like, yo, let me get some B-roll of this house right here. It could be used for something. I was intending it to be for SantaCon, but I just didn't know where it would go yet, So then it just clicked in that moment. I'm like, all right, right before his verse, let me get the B-roll of this house right here. So it's like, all right, he's in the house, so now it's coming up to his verse. We in the crib with it now, So it worked. That was like a last minute decision right there that I made on the fly. And it worked out, and it looks great. Go check it out right now. It's called SantaCon. It's on YouTube. It's on my Instagram, @GoodMoneyRez. That's @GoodMoneyRez.
Yeah, we're gonna put the link down and stuff.
Yeah, the Apple. It's funny because there's another to be short about it, there's another artist named Rez, and it's like it got like I hit it, and I was like there's no way this is him.
I think
it's a foreign language. It's like Muslim or something. I don't know, like you can't read it. I was like,
I was looking at it too. That's why I was like, I had to put in a song when I was listening to YouTube Music. I was like, okay, cool. I said, let me follow the rest of it and everything. It has Unsung Heroes, a project that's out there on all streaming platforms and stuff. Get into Unsung Hero and everything. That's why I had to pull out my phone and stuff. A lot of the tracks, like you have Flip the Script, Faith in Me, God's Will, Unconditional Love, and stuff. It's almost like kind of like in tapping with like spirituality and everything and stuff. So it's like, are you a very like spiritual person, and that's what the message that you want to like preach into your music with the titles of your songs?
Absolutely, I'm very spiritual. I can definitely give my mom her flowers for that. From a child, and to this day as a 33-year-old man, like she instilled faith and accepting Jesus as my Lord and Savior. I was baptized at 7. My great uncles, my mother's brothers, so my grandmother's brothers, they're preachers. Some of them are preachers. So growing up as a kid in Virginia, where they lived, when I was down there for all the school breaks and summertime, like Sunday, we were at their churches, So I grew up watching my great uncles preach, and then my cousins, being church families, just always having the word around me, and I always just make sure I kept that up with myself, like as I became a young adult, and now I'm a full-fledged adult. Like I always made sure to keep that going. So I actually got re-baptized in November of 2022, just to kind of recommit my faith, like recommit myself to God, and like really live a straight and narrow path, moving forward. And so yeah, like in Unsung Heroes and Unsung, that project, I was like, very conscious about that, like just making sure that I profess my love for God and kind of like output the things that my mom instilled in me, and my grandmother, and even on my dad's side, they're very spiritual as well. They have a strong faith, and we believe in God. And my grandmother and my dad's mom, you know, every morning before work, I'll always see her reading the Bible and praying. So like that's something that stuck with me. So I just make sure I keep that for myself too. And nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect at all. It's like, you know, I still bump my head here and there, fall on my butt, but I definitely make sure I pick back up and show up for myself, because that's what having faith is all about, you know.
Before you go, Jerez, I know like a lot of times I think it's like us young people and everything, the stuff that we going through, like working 2 jobs, the hustle, the grind, and everything and stuff.
Yeah.
And sitting here and listening to you and talking everything, you talking about how Kyla's a blessing and everything and stuff, and doing stuff with J Prophet and getting into music and stuff. And that's the one thing about that is like, you know, you always got to have your faith.
Yeah.
You always have your hope and a whole bunch of stuff. I know with Daryl and I, we talked this year and everything. It's like the reason why we kind of did this podcast. It's like overall, it's like trying to get in the media aspect. He's been hustling. He's been grinding as far as either writing for different people or starting stuff. We used to do like the wrap up Wednesdays. We used to do sports and a whole bunch of stuff. And just overall, you got to kind of keep that faith and everything, and just keep hustling and grinding and stuff. And it's always good to have the people, your support team, like your family, the love of your life and everything. That's why, you know, it's like that right there, him with you and Kyla, always inspires me to keep the faith, to say, you know what, there's somebody out there for me, like Daryl, Jorden, whoever, that's gonna, you know, be there to support you and everything and stuff. To every strong man, there's a strong woman behind and everything. So I just had to get that out there and everything and stuff. But I feel like that's the whole thing, that, you know, we just gotta keep the faith when it doesn't seem like it. We just gotta keep it, because what's meant for you was meant for me. What's meant for you is what meant for you. What's meant for me is what's meant for me at the end of the day. So, well, go ahead.
Amen to that, brother.
So yeah, you two are 5, because I've known Kyla. Oh my God, it's like 07 maybe, like Camp Galaxy. When
the Galaxy.
Yeah, Camp. Yeah. Like,
where's that?
Camp Galaxy is Eastchester Parks and Rec.
Okay.
Yeah, like Ann Hutch, Eastchester High School, middle school. So you two are. It's 5 years, right?
5 years, December 26th. Yeah, yo.
That was the day after Christmas.
Yep, 2018. You know, amazing. Like, again, shout out Nico, man. We were doing his 21st birthday party at Uptown Bar and Grill in Yonkers, and that's Kyla's dad. That was his restaurant, and she was managing it. And literally, I was there early, obviously, you know, to help set up for it and everything. And I parked far, because like the parking over there was atrocious.
Yeah, Jorden knows.
Yeah.
He won't. Yeah.
So I parked far.
$30 tickets.
I think I parked.
Yep. Oh my God, I love the 914, but Yonkers, y'all gotta give me a break. Dude. I'm trying to
South
love y'all.
Broadway. Yeah, that thing is a monster.
Shout out to Jadakiss and DMX, but like,
it's in Yonkers.
Southside,
like,
I'm trying to love every part of 914, but you give me a parking ticket, I'm gonna hate your municipality. But keep going. Love story.
I think like I parked in the Bronx, like I parked in Riverdale. So I had a long walk, like I had some time to get myself together, you feel me? Like, so I remember practicing my lines on how I was gonna introduce myself to her, like, you know, like, hey, how are you? My name is Jerez. Hey, how you doing? My name is Jerez. You know, just different octaves, looking crazy. I'm sure people were passing me in the streets like, yo, what's wrong with this guy? You know, but we laugh about it all the time. So I finally get to the venue after like a 15-minute walk, and as soon as like she saw me walk in, it was nothing like I practiced. It was like her first response is, "Where's the wristbands?" Like, you know, and it was like in the movies when the needle hits the.
You always say the most embarrassing thing, when the record stops.
Yeah.
Like, I was dancing with the girl, trying to find out she was a man. You're like, what? Like, the record stopped right there? Like,
no, you just sit there and you just like, almost like Nancy classified like Pretty Lame Town. She was like, wait, what'd you just say?
Yo.
Okay, so you said nothing like you.
Nothing like I practice on Vision.
Because it's like business.
It's business. Yeah, like she don't know I'm trying to get at her. You know, we there to do a party.
Right.
So she like, yo, where's the wristband? I'm like, yo, I didn't know about having wristbands. So we resolved that or whatever. And then, you know, just throughout the night, it was just, you know, the hospitality. I just felt the provisions that, you know, that she was providing, and that really, you know, that definitely hit home for me. And Afterwards, keeping it business, right? Like, I was just like, yo, let's exchange contact information. We laugh about that too, because like, I was trying to be super politically correct, but it worked out. I was just being myself, like,
See, stories like that, BT, give you and I some hope.
Yeah.
Anybody that's out there and stuff. I know my cameraman looking at me probably wild, crazy and stuff, even though he's just chilling. But at the same time period, it's like, man, stories like this give you some hope. I get we all get in this conversation about woman ain't this, woman ain't that, and everything, stuff like that, bro. But sometimes you gotta be patient, because a patient person receives the best love stories, my G.
Absolutely, just being yourself, staying patient.
No, I can't be myself. I'm a clown half the time. You can have Daryl that.
There's somebody out there for everybody, like you said. So just whoever you are, whatever your personality.
Whoever see Daryl is single. I'm just throw it out there and everything and stuff. I know Daryl's like, I focus on my career. We gonna change up and everything. So
no. This reminds me of.
Hold on a second.
You know Vinny from Jersey Shore.
I don't know.
Vinny, like,
I gotta see his face.
He's one of like the cast.
Listen.
Vinny Guadagnino. He'd be like, yo, my DMs are open.
See,
I will not put that in my profile, but that's hilarious.
Daryl's out here and everything stuff.
True.
Now, whoever would like him, just know he loves the Jets.
Okay.
He loves the Mets. The Knicks, they doing pretty differently and everything. Shout out to Jalen Brunson, who just dropped 50 points and everything and stuff on the Suns.
I thought they lost.
No, they won.
Oh, they were down 10. I lost faith. Yo, I was in the radio. They were like, Knicks down 10. I said,
no, they came back
turn
and
it
everything.
off, bro.
But just know that he's very passionate about his sports and his work of craft. Now, me, if you get me, I'm a clown and everything and stuff. I'm like, if you ever watch Chad Ocho, I'm like Chad Ocho, bro.
Okay. Hey, there's somebody out there for everybody.
The only thing is I don't use Viagra and everything.
Ocho Cinco.
Yeah, man. Hey.
Honestly, just to give you a close. So you got the project coming out. You got the anniversary coming up. He's got a birthday party. We have the ugly sweaters going.
Yes.
So what are you looking forward to? Just 2024. Musically, relationally, with your family, with lovely Kyla, and just what's the future? What's the projection?
Man, I can say first and foremost, I'm very blessed, and thankful, to just be present. I'm thankful to have health, and considering, right, like and I'm just excited for what's to come. I got a lot going on. What I've learned too is like, you gotta create your own waves. Like, you gotta create your reality. Like, so like if it's kind of quiet in a moment, that's okay. Sit and come up with something and start putting it together, and you'll see you'll have a lineup of things all of a sudden. So like now it's like I've been just sprinkling music here and there. I started dropping music again officially this past July. I started with two-stepping. And then in October, I came back with Bad One, and these are records that are gonna be on the project. And then I slid a little holiday vibe in there with SantaCon, and now I got the project coming out next Friday, December 22nd, and then my birthday's the next day, and then the 26th is my anniversary with Kyla, then we got the new year, so it's just, it's a whole lineup, and I'm just blessed and I'm very excited for it. So then 2024, just continuing that momentum, it just come to me, I can't put my finger on what it is right now, but it's gonna come, because what I've been learning during this whole process is just having faith, being patient, and just being ready. So I'm just ready for whatever's to come, and I'm gonna take it in wholeheartedly, whatever it is, good or bad. I'm gonna take it all in and just grow, keep going up.
I think I'm not big into terms, but I think the lesson of everything is grass grows wherever you water it.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not big into those daily affirmations, but that is something that you gotta, especially as a young man, or whatever you want to, when you're in our 30s.
Yeah.
But as a man, you're not the same guy as you were at 22. You see guys kind of hit their peak even financially at 38.
Yeah.
If you actually look at the peer reviewed studies and such, but. but grass grows wherever you water it, and like to see your, like, you always mature, but to see that maturity through relationship, through honoring your parents, and going curse free, which is hard it's hard to stand up comedy. It's really hard in music. So to see that maturation and just being always eloquent.
In order for grass to grow, it must rain. Let's just
Absolutely.
put it like that.
You gotta embrace those rainy moments too. Yeah, man. Just the maturity, the maturation, bro. I think that's a takeaway term, like maturation, bro. I actually have a post on my Instagram. It's called The Maturation of Two-Stepping. That was the lead single I did for this project right here, produced by my brother G the Mav, my brother Scott right there. Grew up sandbox with it. And I show how I started writing to the record in like January of 2022, and then and then it shows all the way to when I'm in the studio listening back to it. And then I have a part. There's a segment of the first verse where I have some singing in there, and like it's like some callbacks or whatever on there. Like it's really dope. And that part was like, it was just gibberish in the beginning when I was coming up with that part, and then I show like, alright, this is what it sounds like now, and then throughout the post, then it ends up being the actual record. It was just a promo for the song, but yeah, like maturation is key. It's something to definitely acknowledge and be proud of, and of your progress, and just embracing the beginning too. Like, if it's not looking so great in the beginning, still embrace it, because it's gonna be great in the end. Trust me.
What can people expect with At the Mountaintop and everything? The new project is about to come out. So.
Yeah, At the Mountaintop, I can say this: you were meant to hear this project. By the grace of God, you were meant to hear this project. This message was meant to get to you. Like, I can't pinpoint exactly what I'm here for. Like, I can't even tell you how I wrote this project or how it came about. I just happened to look up and it's here, This is just, I'm just a vessel, for God's message. Like, so you were meant to hear this, like, and what you can expect is just positivity, testimony, my testimony, having a bad break, but then now I'm at the mountaintop professing, my love for life, God, love in general, just professing my maturity, my growth, and just my happiness to just be in existence. Like, that's what you can expect. I'm at the mountaintop. The cover art is me at one of the summits at Stone Mountain down in Georgia.
Ooh, shout out GA, yo.
Word, shout out Georgia. When I was at that EMR platform job, the office that I was reporting to was in Atlanta, Atlanta. I'm not at that company anymore, but so I was down there for a couple weeks training. And so in between time I would go and sightsee. So I was in Stone Mountain, and so that's what kind of inspired that. At that time, this is like March of 2022. I was already starting to put together this project. I was hoping to have dropped it in 2022, but again, life is life. Life be lifing. So I had to sit for a second and like go back to the drawing board. But yeah, I wanted to like kind of have a resurgence with that thought. So so then At the Mountaintop came to me. It was gonna be called something else, but I ended up calling it At the Mountaintop. It's fitting because I'm at one of the summits on Stone Mountain. So
yeah. Plus you about to get to the mountaintop anyway. So.
Absolutely, we all are, yo. We all going to the top, like at the mountaintop. Your mountaintop is your perspective. Is what your perspective of being at the top is. Don't matter what it may look like outside looking in, is what it is to you. Like, so that's what it is. I know I still got more to go, but at this point, I'm just being proud of where I am.
Yeah. All right, so Rez, appreciate it. It's been knowing Rez since like 2019 actually.
Yeah.
I actually met him on my birthday like years ago. Yeah, actually at Uptown Bar and Grill. So shout out to that.
We've had great times. Man. Yo, DJ, we've had so many good times, bro. Just hanging out, painting the town red, like we outside, like.
Unlike Doja Cat, not that not that way.
We were from Mamaroneck Ave to South Broadway to Fifth Ave in Madison and
to SantaCon.
To SantaCon.
To birthday parties.
To birthday parties.
To brunch.
Every brunch. We brunching it up. We be everywhere, man. But I always knew you was the life of the party. Before I met you, I remember I remember you, Kyla, and Max. Y'all were in DC.
Oh,
Max
dang,
had a tournament down there or something, right?
It was a charity. At the time, Kyla, she had her damaged crown products that she was selling. So we had hit the town. Tariq was down there, but he was unavailable. Shout out to Tariq getting married to our friend Alexia.
Word, Tariq the kid.
So
Alexia, shout out to y'all, man.
No, I'm telling you, it's great to just have people that you get along with. There's minimal drama. You know, the hip hop's in the background, so it's just it's a grateful thing. When life gives you all this hectic stuff, and you get back to the Friendsgiving, the people that you're around. Vernon, like I call him for just support. We're gonna talk sports and everything. There's a certain amount of gratitude that you kind of just have. Whenever life's throwing you for a curveball. So appreciate you coming on.
Thank you for having
DT and VT.
Don't forget, people, at the Mountaintop, December 22nd, right?
Yes, sir.
Please go. We'll have the link in our bio and everything.
Yes,
streaming on all platforms.
Yes.
Please listen to the project. My man, Riz.
Yo, Vernon, thank you, brother.
As always.
Thank you for having me. Yo,
Much love,
DJ, thank you for having me, man.
It's all love.
Yeah,
all right.
DT and VT shows. Your boy Rez. Peace out.